I am ranked number one. One! That means I'm the best.
Kell Brook could take advantage of a vulnerable Amir Khan, says Brook's old rival Shawn Porter. Porter has backed Brook to prevail in a potential clash this year between Khan and Brook. It's been 2.5 years since Brook relieved Porter of his IBF title. Talks between Eddie Hearn and Amir Khan's people are very positive, and the fight could well happen. Who knows if the IBF title will be at stake, because Errol Spence is waiting and he's not going to give up his mandatory shot to let this fight go ahead. And I don't think Khan wants to fight until the end of the year anyway. Let's go back to Porter. He says, at this point with Khan, depending upon who he's in the ring with, he needs to be damn near perfect for 12 rounds, and that's really hard to do. That means not getting hit, and if he is hit, he needs to be defensive. His chin is questionable, and it's not just due to who he's been in the ring with. He's susceptible to being knocked out. He's dangerous because of his speed and experience, but he's vulnerable. If you pushed Porter for a winner, he'd go for Brook. He says he's stronger. I know he's stronger, and he's sharper. Khan has unbelievable speed with his height and range at the weight class, but two things he lacks: his defense after his offense, and taking punches isn't in his best interest. Over the course of 12 rounds, Kell Brook would win. Porter, he obviously wants to fight Kell Brook again. First time around, he was angry, and he was wondering how the judges wouldn't see that he clearly won the fight. But he said, you open your heart, your mind, your eyes, and he says, in hindsight, if I took a different approach to the fight mentally and emotionally, the fight would have ended differently, and I would have beaten Brook. And he knows that he can make the adjustments and be victorious next time around. Listening to Dante's Boxing Nation, Eddie Hearn did inform the IBF that Kell Brook would be coming back down to 147, defending his IBF title, but he hasn't called him back, according to Daryl Peoples, the IBF president. And he will be stripped if he doesn't face Errol Spence in between March, April, May, around that time period. He will be stripped. Brook has already been given an extension after sustaining a broken eye socket against Triple G. That was 60 days. September the 10th is when the Golovkin fight took place. He was back in training in October, just feeling his way back into training. Maybe Eddie is just stalling for time. I think the eye socket damage could be worse than what they were initially letting on. I've been watching the sport a long time, and I don't mind telling you, I've seen a lot, and it's just what it is. I've observed a lot more than what a lot of you youngsters have, And say what you like about Triple G. A welterweight taking on Triple G has got to be a defensive genius. Taking on a task where you're facing someone who punches so hard compared to what your cranium bone structure is used to taking in terms of velocity and weight of punch. You have to be a craftsman to take on such a job like that. You have to be a craftsman. Fighting Carson Jones and Shawn Porter and Kevin Bizier is no preparation for that, man. It's just no preparation. And, I'm going to keep bringing shit back up, man. People compared Brook moving up to Thomas Hearns moving up to facing Hagler, when they're totally neglecting that Tommy was at least settled into the light middleweight division for 2 years. He fought Ernie Singletary at 160. He fought guys like Marcus Geraldo at high weights. He fought at 160 before and fought at 154. He was a champion at 154. He beat Wilfred Benitez for his belt at 154, and although he didn't have the WBA belt, he did beat Duran, who didn't lose his WBA super welterweight belt in the ring. So, in essence, he was the unified light middleweight champion before he fought Hagler. Duran gave up the belt rather than face Mike McCallum. And even if he had just came up from welter, he already had faced Cuevas, who is a Hall of Famer, and Sugar Ray Leonard. My gosh, it's a decent enough breeding ground already, just at welter. It's just two different universes. And I don't know why these channels are posting information like that. It's almost like they're trying to distort boxing history for some reason. They just don't like the history of how the sport has progressed, and they're trying to change it. It's the strangest thing ever. Yeah, my guy broke his orbital. That's a serious injury. You're fighting an accurate puncher. Not the fastest guy, but he's accurate. Natural 160-pounder with an extensive amateur career as well. Just like Hearns. Hearns had an extensive amateur career too, fighting the likes of Aaron Pryor, Ronnie Shields, Howard Davis, the top Russians. He was National Golden Gloves champion and all that good stuff there. What did Brook do as an amateur? You have to know what you're doing. Throwing Brook in there with Golovkin was strictly a financial decision. Let's not beat around the bush. That's what it was. But maybe it's hindered their return to the ring. Maybe it has. Why haven't they spoke to the IBF yet? It seems simple enough. Give up the belt or fight Errol Spence. Give up the belt and fight Khan. Which you could say the Khan fight has been building up for years since they was in the Sky Sports studio. That's true. But once again, you're going to give up a title for a big money fight. Can't blame them though. Can't blame them. Or maybe they're just scared of Errol Spence. What am I supposed to think? Why are they trying to hold the belt to ransom? Doesn't make sense to me at all. Doesn't make sense.